In computer science, evolutionary computation is a family of algorithms for global optimization inspired by biological evolution, and the subfield of artificial intelligence and soft computing studying these algorithms. In technical terms, they are a family of population-based trial and error problem solvers with a metaheuristic or stochastic optimization character. In evolutionary computation, an initial set of candidate solutions is generated and iteratively updated. Each new generation is produced by stochastically removing less desired solutions and introducing small random changes. In biological terminology, a population of solutions is subjected to natural selection, or artificial selection, and mutation. As a result, the population will gradually evolve to increase in fitness, in this case the chosen fitness function of the algorithm. Evolutionary computation techniques can produce highly optimized solutions in a wide range of problem settings, making them popular in computer science. Many variants and extensions exist, suited to more specific families of problems and data structures. Evolutionary computation is also sometimes used in evolutionary biology as an in silico experimental procedure to study common aspects of general evolutionary processes. In genetic algorithms and evolutionary computation, crossover, also called recombination, is a genetic operator used to combine the genetic information of two parents to generate new offspring. It is one way to stochastically generate new solutions from an existing population, and analogous to the crossover that happens during sexual reproduction in biology. Solutions can also be generated by cloning an existing solution, which is analogous to asexual reproduction. Newly generated solutions are typically mutated before being added to the population. Different algorithms in evolutionary computation may use different data structures to store genetic information, and each genetic representation can be recombined with different crossover operators. Typical data structures that can be recombined with crossover are bit arrays, vectors of real numbers, or trees. Mutation is a genetic operator used to maintain genetic diversity from one generation of a population of genetic algorithm chromosomes to the next. It is analogous to biological mutation. Mutation alters one or more gene values in a chromosome from its initial state. In mutation, the solution may change entirely from the previous solution. Hence, GIA can come to a better solution by using mutation. Mutation occurs during evolution according to a user-definable mutation probability. This probability should be set low. If it is set too high, the search will turn into a primitive random search. The classic example of a mutation operator involves a probability that an arbitrary bit in a genetic sequence will be changed from its original state. A common method of implementing the mutation operator involves generating a random variable for each bit in a sequence. This random variable tells whether or not a particular bit will be modified. This mutation procedure, based on the biological point mutation, is called single point mutation. Other types are inversion and floating point mutation. When the gene encoding is restrictive as in permutation problems, mutations are swaps, inversions, and scrambles. The purpose of mutation in GIAs is preserving and introducing diversity. Mutation should allow the algorithm to avoid local minima by preventing the population of chromosomes from becoming too similar to each other, thus slowing or even stopping evolution. This reasoning also explains the fact that most GA systems avoid only taking the fittest of the population in generating the next but rather a random, or semi-random, selection with a weighting toward those that are fitter. Selection is the stage of a genetic algorithm in which individual genomes are chosen from a population for later breeding, using the crossover operator. A generic selection procedure may be implemented as follows. The fitness function is evaluated for each individual, providing fitness values, which are then normalized. Normalization means dividing the fitness value of each individual by the sum of all fitness values, so that the sum of all resulting fitness values equals 1. The population is sorted by descending fitness values. Accumulated normalized fitness values are computed. The accumulated fitness value of an individual is the sum of its own fitness value plus the fitness values of all the previous individuals. The accumulated fitness of the last individual should be 1, otherwise something went wrong in the normalization step. A random number r between 0 and 1 is chosen. The selected individual is the last one whose accumulated normalized value is greater than or equal to r. For a large number of individuals, the above algorithm might be computationally quite demanding. A simpler and faster alternative uses the so-called stochastic acceptance. If this procedure is repeated until there are enough selected individuals, this selection method is called fitness proportionate selection or roulette wheel selection. If instead of a single pointer spun multiple times, there are multiple, equally spaced pointers on a wheel that is spun once, it is called stochastic universal sampling. Repeatedly selecting the best individual of a randomly chosen subset is tournament selection. Taking the best half, third or another proportion of the individuals is truncation selection. There are other selection algorithms that do not consider all individuals for selection, but only those with a fitness value that is higher than a given, arbitrary, constant. Other algorithms select from a restricted pool where only a certain percentage of the individuals are allowed, based on fitness value. Retaining the best individuals in a generation unchanged in the next generation is called elitism or elitist selection. It is a successful, slight, variant of the general process of constructing a new population. Evolutionary algorithms, EAs, which are based on a powerful principle of evolution, survival of the fittest, and which model some natural phenomena. Genetic inheritance and Darwinian strife for survival constitute an interesting category of modern heuristic search. This introductory article presents the main paradigms of evolutionary algorithms, genetic algorithms, evolution strategies, evolutionary programming, genetic programming, and discusses other, hybrid, methods of evolutionary computation. Also, various constraint handling techniques in connection with evolutionary algorithms are discussed, since most engineering problems include some problem-specific constraints. Evolutionary algorithms have been widely used in science and engineering for solving complex problems. An important goal of research on evolutionary algorithms is to understand the class of problems for which EAs are most suited, and, in particular, the class of problems on which they outperform other search algorithms.